Muy buenas noches, mi gente. Les habla Alejandro Garza, su host favorito de Quolores Unidos, aquí en la estación número 1 latina de todo Canadá, Radio Que Rico, y el único show LGBTQ+, traído directamente desde Ottawa, Canadá, para el mundo. Hello everybody, welcome once again to Quolores Unidos. I'm Alejandro Garza, your host for the show, brought to you by the radio station Radio Que Rico, the #1 Latin radio station in all of Canada. And of course, this is the only podcast that Radio Que Rico has that's dedicated to the LGBTQ+ community, not only in Canada, but around the world, because we are being heard pretty much everywhere. From Colombia, from Mexico, from the Philippines, you name it, they are hearing us, they're listening to us. Why? Because they want to know what's the tea. And today the tea is brewing piping hot, because we're going to talk about drag, which is one of my favorite topics. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre el tema de drag, que es impresionistas de mujeres y sus artistas favoritos. You guys don't have to speak Spanish, but if you know a few Spanish words here and there, you guys can welcome. I've got two amazing guests. I've got royalty in the house. Yes, I've got royalty in the house, and I feel so special when she said, yes, I'll do it. I was like, yes. My mama will be so proud. I didn't say which mama, but my mama would be so proud that I brought one of my special guests here to the station. And my other special guest, I've known them for about almost a quarter of 2 years. Very, very talented, very, very outgoing, a little baby drag, but you never know, because the sky's the limit. And let me tell you, the potential that this entertainer has is, you'll see. So we are ready when you are, Pedro. If you want to, yes. Hello. Yes, queens. Yes. Come on, Aunty Vas. Don't be shy. Spirit fingers.
No, I'm not doing that. Sorry. There's no spirit fingers. Absolutely not. That would have been in my contract.
That would have been shoot, I forgot to send you the contract. Darn, golly
It's unsigned.
So like I said, we have really, really good guests in today. And I've got some royalty in the house, and we're going.
You're the royalty, right? It's not me.
I mean, somebody's got to be the royalty, But I want to welcome you, and I want to thank both of you for actually joining me here today on this podcast. And like I said, everybody in the world is going to see it, and I'm super excited because I'm very thankful that you guys are here. And you're actually you guys are the two other drag queens that I've actually brought onto the show. And the other queen that I had brought first, my comadre, Ms. Stilo Vuitton, we talked about a lot of things when she was here. But anyways, we're talking about drag and drag in the winter. But before we do that, I want for my extra special guest to introduce themselves and say a little bit about who they are and how they started in drag. Let's start with the one and only, my Aunty Vas.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aunty Vas. I've been doing drag for 16 years, 16 very long years. I started, it was like everyone to start. It's a Halloween, right? So you try drag once and somebody says, you're okay at it. Let me do you up. And so I got done up, and the next thing you know, I was doing a lot of shows, and that's how that worked. Got my own show at Mercury Lounge before it was shut down, RIP. And now I'm just a geriatric woman on the move. Whoever wants me, come find my walker and give it a tinkle.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go find
follow
out.
that.
Right. Follow that. Wow. Okay. Now my second guest, the one and only, and I had the honor to actually name her.
So
Back
this is my drag mama.
in a way,
In a way.
because usually your drag mother is the one who actually names you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just out of the blues, Lady Huntress, welcome. She used to work at a store that sells cosmetics, and that's where I met her. And we're like, you know what? Your drag name is Lady Huntress, and she stuck with it. So when she started doing drag, there you go. So welcome, Miss Lady Huntress. Tell us a little bit about what's going on, what you do, and so on and so forth.
So my name is Lady Huntress. I've been doing drag for about 2.5 to 3 months now, but I've been doing makeup for so many years, about like 8 in total, but 5 years of doing drag makeup. I'm very performance based, so I really like to do a lot of stunts, a lot of acting, a lot of interacting with the crowd. You can find me here and there at different drag shows, drag bars, competitions. Actually, I have one coming up very, very soon in 2 days. So excited. This time I'm taking the crown. This time I'm taking it. Can't beat me on that. But yeah, no, I've been doing drag for just a little bit, so I'm a baby, unfortunately. But if you guys want to follow my journey, you're more than welcome to, for sure. So yeah, and I actually started, surprisingly, Halloween as well. So I guess that's one thing in common that we have.
There we go. We definitely have that in common
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that we started them around the same time. But
What is it with Halloween and it brings all the queens out? Like,
think
is it just like a calling? Is it the full moon?
I think really Halloween is one of those days where you can just like dress up the way that you want to, and so people have no judgment about that. And then yeah, you can't be really judged on what costume you're wearing because it's Halloween. So it's that one day where we can just like be authentically ourselves and show our artistry through our makeup and hair and fashion. So
See, I'm the other side of the coin. Sorry. With enough tequila, anything is possible. That's basically how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have some in the other room, just in case.
Why haven't it not been? Has the waiter been around yet? What is
Hello?
going on here? You had tequila and I'm not drinking. Well, I have to drive. Never mind.
So, Auntie Vas, I'm still trying to figure out. Are you and my drag mother? Shout out to Miss Eva Darling out in New Brunswick, who's working it hard. How are you guys? How are you and Eva Darling related?
We're not related at all.
my
Absolutely
God.
not whatsoever. Hey Eva, what's going on? So she was running the show at Mercury Lounge
Yes.
for quite some time, and her job was picking up, and my job was picking up also. But I was a one-time guest, and she was doing the show regularly. And she said, "Do you want to have your own week?" And I said, "Sure, that's fine." I think it was a Wednesday in the middle of the month every month. I'm like, "Cool, I can do that, no problem." And then her job was really picking up to the point where she said, "I can't keep hosting this. It's too much on me. Like, do you want to switch places?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll host every week, every Wednesday, and then you can take my month." And then eventually she pieced out to New Brunswick, and I was left with the show. So that was it. It was me and Jasmine Diamond, actually. Hey, Jazz, what's up? So the two of us actually worked on that for a bit until the place shut down because of COVID. That's how that worked. I don't like her, though. I think she's a terrible human being. And we're going to Cuba together actually shortly. So you'll see what I think about you in person soon enough, darling.
I mean, I've seen the pictures from like a couple of years when you guys went to Cuba, and so I can't wait to see those pictures on the gram. So
She said she wouldn't share those. That's terrible.
it's a darling thing.
It is a darling. She has all the receipts. I do have to admit that. She does.
What inspired you, Lady Huntress, to like really do like do drag and stuff like that?
Okay, well, let me just take the mic right here. So what inspired me to do drag really was, well, when I was young, actually, I started dressing up costumes and all that stuff, mainly like princess dresses, all that stuff, when I was 7, actually. And I didn't even realize drag was a thing until later on, until I saw, actually at the Lookout, different queens performing outside whenever they do summer events. And I was just astounded of like the artistry of like putting on music, dancing to it, lip syncing to it, and I like learned as well of RuPaul's Drag Race. And that was when I was around like maybe about 14, 15 years old. So that's when I like figured out about drag and how it actually can be a career. And so I always aspired to do it, but what really made me say, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get into the actual scene. Was during Pride of 2024. I was on a parade float with Miss Auntie Paula Darling right over here. And I was able to walk the parade, which was actually my first ever time walking the parade.
And she worked it too.
I had this beautiful, beautiful long gold gown that was very expensive, and I needed to wear it. And yeah, so I felt one with the parade. I felt the energy going around on the with the people cheering us on and being the huge support of our allies and everything. And I was like, you know what? I want to start performing. So I remember I actually bumped into my actual drag mother, Miss Erica Steele. Shout out to you if you're listening. Hey. Hey. But she took me in and helped me figure out, like, gave me a couple outfits, gave me a couple wigs. And I remember I did my very first debut at Yuck Yucks.
Oh, wow.
So that was in October. And so, yeah, around Halloweeny time.
And from there, she just blossomed.
Yes.
All right. And let me tell you, the makeup she's wearing, Mom's Maybelline has nothing on it, let me tell you. It is on point. So we'll talk about that further on in the show. But so... Auntie Vas, I know you're
Yes.
royalty.
We'll see.
Tell us a little bit. I know, and if I'm saying, I know you're a former Miss Capital Pride, right?
2012. That was 4,000 years ago. Thank you so much for reminding me. That's amazing.
I know Miss Capital Pride is such an honor to be, because you represent the community across Ottawa and across pretty much Ontario. Tell us a bit about your experience as Miss Capital Pride, if you don't mind.
Ooh, I don't know if you want to hear this. My experience with the Miss Capital Pride was not super. However, that being said, I don't think I was supposed to win that year. I'm not going to lie. There was another contestant who unfortunately had to drop out at the last minute. And sure, I bought my package and that was it. And it was perfectly fine. And I did my best. And I think they gave it to me because they wanted to change, or no one else is available. So I think at the end of the day, it was a little bit of luck and a little bit of trying. But I feel like it was a lot of luck in that scenario. Yeah. Had that other girl come, I'm pretty sure she would have won. 100% she would have won. But thanks for dropping out, girl.
Thanks.
I won.
Now, correct me wrong, but did you also win Miss Snowplower or something like that?
Snowplower. Yeah.
Yes,
no.
yes. Tell us about that.
There was no pageant. So so technically I'm still the current reigning Miss Snow Pride. And the only reason is that corporation has ceased to exist. So I still have the sash for it and I can bring that out whatever I want to. But I am, Miss Snow Pride. And they just said, you're Miss Snow Pride now. Here's your sash. Here's a Crown come up every February and have a good time at Mont Saint Marie, the ski hill up there, which was a lot of fun while it lasted. Yeah.
Very, very nice. See, I told you guys I had royalty in the house, and it's
no one else was available, so they called me. Hi.
And now you said, Lady Huntress, that you have a competition coming up in a couple of days.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so it's with this lovely Ottawa-based drag queen that I've met last competition, Saltino Shaker, and it's a monthly show that they love to, or competition, open stage competition that they like to host. Prize is $100. So this time I'm gonna take the crown.
Yes.
But last time is Shwarya who won. she slayed.
All right, girl.
Yeah. Next time though. Next time she's hosting the seasons, the competition. So that means that there's a space for me. Hello.
There you go. Yes.
But it's a variety competition. So drag of all different types, from burlesque to lip syncing, dips, twists, singing as well. So whatever you can do, perform. Mainly, I see a lot of lip syncing, but yeah, no tea, no shade on that.
But all pink
But
lemonade.
all pink lemonade.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, no, I have two. One song that I'm going to be lip syncing to, and then hopefully I'll make top 3, and then it's a lip sync for your life. So
Okay.
Or lip sync really for the crown, but
Okay.
yeah.
Basically lip sync for the week, and then you'll win the $100, and then
and you get to co-host the next open show or competition. Yeah.
sounds kind of fun.
It is.
Now, where is this located at?
This is at House of Targ.
House of Targ. Okay.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
super low ceiling, barely
Wow.
any place to do any sort of jumps or twists, anything, but I try.
Now, speaking of jumps and turns and twists, I know that you are an actual professional ice skater.
I am.
Do you
I am.
do you do some of those twirls and twists and turns on the dance floor when you're dancing?
I do incorporate a lot of my flexibility when it comes to it. So a lot of splits, a lot of turns as well. So I base a lot of my dance and my arm movements as well to skating, because we do a lot of arm movements. So yeah, I do take a bit of my figure skating profession into the art of my drag. So
Awesome. More than one title around here.
well, yes, I
You know,
am first in
you know.
Ontario in my category for figure skating. Thank you very much.
There you go. There you
I
go.
dropped out of that competition. That's why she's number one. Just so we're clear.
I actually have my provincial competition coming up in a couple months. So
Wow.
stay
Well,
tuned for that.
good luck, and you
Don't
better
fuck it up.
and don't f it up.
F it up, sorry. That
and
was
snatch-
unhit.
It's okay. It's okay.
Excuse my mouth.
And demonetized.
Bleep.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We'll just have to bleep that out, but it's okay. It
Girl.
happens even the worst and best of families. It's okay.
You're my mom. You're supposed to discipline me.
I mean, it's a difference between a regular mom and a drag mom.
true.
A drag mom is like, we support you, we love you, but we just throw you out there and you're like, good luck, girl.
Good luck, girl.
If you need a wig, call me. If you need makeup, you know how to do it. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Hello. So as you guys know, I also do drag as well.
No, really?
Yes, I do. Yes, believe it or not. I am Paula Darling, and I do host a Pride on the Patio show with my trainer, Mighty Maestro Fitness, every year in August. And every year, I've been blessed that it's been growing and growing, and I'm hoping that this year it triples in the audience that we got last year. And I'll keep you guys posted on that, because we've got some exciting stuff happening as well. But I've been doing drag, more than you, Aunty Vas. I've been doing drag for quite a while, and I enjoy it a lot. My type of drag is a little bit more, people ask me to do a lot of Spanish numbers, because, at the end of the day, I do speak Spanish. So I do a lot of Spanish numbers sometimes, but I always do like top 20, top 10, depending what's in the mood, depending on what's out there, what's popping, what's happening, right? And I'm also, just like you, Auntie Vaz, I was crowned Miss Gay Latin America in Toronto. And unfortunately, just like you, Auntie Vaz, the people that were running the pageant, unfortunately, got sent back to their home country because their immigration process did not go through. So I kept the crown, I kept the scepter, I have the sash, and they're just sitting there and they're like, use it whenever you can, represent. So we have that mutual, understanding as, if you put a crown on, you represent whatever the crown stands for. In my case, it represents the gay Latin American community here in Canada. And when I wear it with pride, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So going forward, I know that here in Canada, we do a lot of pride. We do a lot of drag shows year round. And people in Texas, like my friends in Texas, are like, but how do you guys do drag with all that snow? They're like, I know in the summer it's like, it's sunny, it's beautiful, you don't have to worry about snow. How do we do it?
Indoors.
Exactly.
Next
I was about to
question.
say.
But in all honesty, Auntie Vaz, do you think that we have to take any extra precaution or any extra steps as we get ready for our shows during the wintertime?
So if you're performing outside, 100% yes. There's lots of tips and tricks that
Of
I
course.
can show and share with you. If you are literally performing outside, you need sensible shoes. I don't know who you think you are walking around in 5-inch stilettos in a snow covered mountainside. It's not it. It's not the look. You're going to fall on yourself. It's going to look terrible. Get yourself a pair of like mucklucks and live your best life in them. Because at the end of the day, you need to be comfortable and you need to be warm. The amount of times I've seen girls running around in stiletto heels and it's minus 30 outside. It's like, you are going to hurt tomorrow so much. And if you're traveling from one venue to an indoor venue through outside, bring a pair of comfortable shoes with you, throw those on, and then when you get to perform or it's your time to perform, then you throw on those cha-cha heels that you need to wear around. That's the smart thing to do at the end of the day. Plus, if you've fallen in the snow in heels, you remember that. Your bones remember that. So let's get real here. You have to be sensible.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Snap.
Yeah.
Any advice, Lady Huntress?
Honestly, I haven't yet done a show where outside in the snow, but if I were, I would definitely get, those heels that are boots, that are actual like boots that have like grips underneath.
Yes.
I would definitely recommend some of those.
Okay.
Maybe that if you
Okay.
are wanting that heel look,
Yes.
but that still looks drag.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
definitely for sure, and then wear multiple stockings.
That was actually-
multiple stockings.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, how do you prepare? Like
Oh, God.
when it comes to like, so when we do drag, we actually have layers upon layers upon layers, and then we've got our padding and so on and so forth. Now I know that during the summertime and even during the fall, a lot of the times we're still wear our padding because it gives that illusion of a female's body, but a lot of the times in the spring and summer and even in the fall, we don't wear as much padding or as much covers, as much layers. You are a professional skater. Is there a specific, tight that we can use during the winter so that we don't get cold?
Honestly, no, because we just are pushed out on the ice and we're there just to suffer.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
Okay.
We are so used to cold environments. That's the thing that we have to just like suck it up and just go on the ice and just like suffer. But I would say definitely if you're not performing a number, have a jacket on the side. That's usually what we have, just in case if you get like super, super cold and you just need a quick like, okay, warm me up, okay, and then, oh, I'm on, okay, take it off, and I go out and perform. So, like, I'm just used to having to suffer outside in the cold.
For
You're not
sure.
wearing tights? Like no.
I do
I-
wear tights.
Base layer legitimately. So you've got a base layer of tights. You've got your actual tights that are like opaque, and
Yeah.
then you put anywhere between 4 to 7 pairs of pantyhose on top of that
Yeah.
with your padding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And
Not
then
7
go into
layers.
your grandmother's closet and find her best fur coat.
Yep.
Bring that with.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
ish.
Yeah.
That's how that works. It's going to be too short in the arms. That's fine. Layer up on bracelets. And then in the pockets, get those little, those little hot paws. Break those up. Put those in the pockets. They last for 4 hours. Your hands will be warm because you can't wear gloves while you're wearing nails. So that's the look. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You have to think about this.
Coming from the one and only a former and still current reigning Miss No Pride here, who has all the tricks and tips on how to perform on the mountain while skiing, doing turns,
While skiing.
saying hello to the polar bears, and peacing out to the penguins. Hello, thank you, goodbye. Okay.
I've always been more of an après girl kind of girl. So we can après ski.
So, makeup wise, I know that when it comes to makeup, I know that during this, during the spring and summer, when we have those shows, we sweat so much.
I'm still sweating during the winter.
Is there now, and this question goes for both of you, are there any tricks or tips that you guys actually say, you know what, I done this, it's bulletproof, it works, it helps, nothing moves when it comes to your makeup, especially during the winter, especially if you're performing outside and then you go back inside and vice versa?
Do you want to go first? Or?
Ooh. I mean, you've got the makeup background. You probably know more
Okay.
than I do.
Okay. It's honestly catering to your skin type, but also just whenever you're layering products, you have to be aware of how you're layering products. The thinner it is, the more that it's easier to like stay on, because the thicker it can melt off with the heat, the body heat.
Okay.
So that's where you get that like really like runny, and it gets really really warm. So it
Oh, so
melts the
you
body-
have
yeah.
seen pictures of me. Great. Perfect. That's great.
But also, I've tried so many different foundations, concealers, eyeshadows, all sorts of things, and it's all about like the formula itself. So finding the formula that works best for your skin, your
Yeah.
skin type. So my favorite has always been like Estee Lauder Double Wear.
Oh,
That
okay.
one's like waterproof, smudge proof. And I like more of the liquid consistency. So it's like a very thin, but still like full coverage. And then sometimes if during the winter I'd like to have a little bit more of that like creaminess, I'd use like a stick foundation. The one I've been using that's unfortunately discontinued. It's bougie. It's Tom Ford.
Of course it is. Of course she's bougie.
But that one I find very nice. Or I substitute with the liquid foundation from House Labs
Okay.
by Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga.
Interesting. It's and the reason why I ask is a lot of people that come into, the places where they sell makeup, and we get clients all the time. They're like, I'm gonna do drag, and it's the middle of the winter, and you're like, what do I sell them? What do I show them when it comes to like foundation, especially if they've never done it? Because you don't want to sell them 1,000 things and then scare
Yeah.
them, but yet you want them to look their best, right?
Yeah.
So what would you tell somebody that's like that wants to do a winter show and it's going to be inside and outside? What do you recommend for them? Like, what would you tell them?
A good setting spray.
Okay.
A setting spray for sure. Because I find that in between steps, if you're applying your makeup, it helps
Yeah.
just to melt everything together so that it can all like be one layer, and can help with the longevity. My favorite's one size, waterproof.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect.
So-
Perfect.
If you want your any makeup to last, get a waterproof setting spray
Yeah.
or like a really strong setting spray and a powder.
Yeah.
To set all your makeup,
Okay.
and you're good to go.
Now I know back in the day when I started doing drag, and this was before Auntie Vas started doing drag.
There wasn't as
Oh,
many
what are you
options.
using? What were you? I can tell you what I was using. It certainly wasn't that kind of setting spray.
We were not using one size. We were not using Urban
No.
Decay. No, man. We
Was
were.
it lead base paint?
So lead-based paint.
Lead
Yeah,
based
we just
makeup,
shellacked
yeah,
it on.
lots of
Yeah.
putty to cover up those pores.
Yeah.
You know, and then we used a sandblaster to smooth everything out. And then to seal it, we would use this lacquer, a spray can, and you would shellac your face.
Hairspray. You would use hairspray a lot of
Hairspray.
the time.
Aquanet. I used to use
Oh.
Aquanet.
Really?
Yes, yeah, I go back to that.
How are you not
Aquanet.
blind?
You close your eyes. Don't sniff it.
Oh, close your eyes, right?
I used to use hairspray as well.
Yeah.
When I first started.
We all did. That was like the
Yeah,
tips
that
that
was
our
the
drag
tip.
mothers gave
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
I always use, so this is going to sound ridiculous, but I'd use aloe vera mixed in a spray bottle with water, and it gets the consistency that you can cover your face, and it actually sets everything really nicely. Super
Really?
inexpensive, and it works every
I'm gonna have
time.
to try that.
In the wintertime especially, it gives you a little bit more moisture. During the summertime, I mean, your makeup's going to come off regardless, so let's not pretend like it won't.
It's
Oh,
drag.
oh, grrr.
It's drag. What do you
It's-
expect?
It is drag, yes. Now,
Things are gonna come off.
I mean, eventually things will have to come off. Right? When it comes to hair, now, Auntie Vas, you have worn some beautiful hair in the past.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Well, I mean, we had an opportunity to perform. We performed together at the Legion.
That's right. Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
Back in 2021, I
Oh
think.
my God, that was a while ago. Yeah.
I think it was 2021.
Yeah.
We performed at the Kent Legion, and your stuff was all on point.
Oh.
Yes, and I've always admired that about you, that your stuff, when it comes to your costume, your face, your hair, you're always on point, and you're always very put together, and I always admire that about you.
Oh.
Who does your hair? And because it's wintertime, do we have to take extra precaution when it comes to hair?
I've always been the kind of girl that I'm a shake and go wig girl. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not. Like these girls that are walking around with their shellacked hair all done, like God love them. I'm not spending $1,000 on a wig. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen for me. I'm going to shake a wig. I'm going to tease it a bit, a little bit of hairspray, give me some movement. That's all I got. Right? You find the look that looks best on you.
Yeah.
And then you work with it. And if you're concerned about the wintertime with your hair, and especially if you're wearing like a coat with a larger collar, then keep your necklaces to a minimum, keep your earrings big, and then keep your hair shorter so it frames the face instead of coming all the way down.
Interesting. Now, Lady Huntress, I know you've only been doing, you're such a baby drag. Has your mother taught you about hair and how to maintain your hair during the wintertime?
Well, okay, so actually I'm a hairstylist.
Oh,
So
Oh, she's also a
I'm
hairstylist.
also a hairstylist.
wow.
I work at a
okay.
professional spa at the moment. So I know how to style wigs. I know how to clean hair. I know how to properly maintain hair as well.
Okay.
So I've learned a couple of tricks. Not necessarily from my drag mom. My drag mom has shown me like how to store it. Always keep it in like the boxes that it
Yeah.
comes in and stuff. So I have my boxes all like labeled and stuff. So I have like I have my mannequin heads
Oh,
that I got
okay.
from hair school.
Oh my God. Mine are in like a trunk at the bottom. Like, honestly, this is hilarious. Wow.
Yeah, I'm extremely organized when it comes to that stuff. I want to make sure that they like stay just as I took them off, and then I brushed them, and then just like keep it all like nice and clean and all in one place. So
She's still a baby drag.
I'm still a baby drag, so
Give
I'm
her
not
a couple
yet,
of
I'm not yet
years,
for
and she'll go for
disorganized-
those. After a couple of years, she'll do the shaken wig and put it on, and let's go.
Mhm. Just yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, costume-wise, I know that when it comes to costumes, I like to wear. I'm a huge gown person. I love to wear gowns. I like to be comfortable. What do you guys recommend if you're out again, if you're doing a show in the middle of winter, yes, you wear your fur coat, yes, you wear your muff, yes, you wear everything else. But when it comes to costumes, especially if you're dancing, and I know Auntie Vas, you love to move, you love to dance.
I can't dance at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, any tricks or tips on like what type of costumes should these girls wear during the time of winter?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, and out of my personal experience, I have done a show where I was wearing a full-on bodysuit with the fringe. You remember that outfit?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you
yes,
remember
yes.
that outfit? That was
Yes.
really nice. I remember I was wearing that, and it was freezing cold, so I knew I had to wait outside for a bit. What's great is that it's not see-through, so I can layer stuff underneath. If you're wearing stuff that's like not see-through, layer as much stuff underneath as possible to give shape, but also just keep warmth as insulation. I would 100% say that that has been my greatest like tip whenever I was like going out and you know
Okay.
in my outfits, or wear something, especially that you're dancing. You don't want to like constrict yourself too much. So
Okay.
I still want to be wearing my dance outfits, so it's like very stretchy fabrics, but I want to layer underneath enough to keep that warmth if I'm waiting outside or if I'm performing outside.
So you're telling me that even if it's cold outside, I can still wear a dance outfit as long as I can layer my padding strategically layer,
Mm-hmm.
and I can still move around and still have that body heat, even if I've got to wait outside on minus 20 degrees.
Yeah. But also, you can like, I guess like just like as like a figure skater, I'm used to like very very cold arenas, so we have to
Yeah.
constantly like move around.
Okay.
And whenever you're dancing, it's gonna be very cold at the beginning, and then you're gonna get super warm and
You warm
super
up,
sweaty
yeah.
at the end. You're always gonna. By the end of my program, I'm literally sweating and like dying. So, yeah.
Okay.
So even when you're dancing, it's going to warm you up. After the first number is going to be the worst. If you have got
Yeah.
2 or 3 numbers, that third number is going to feel so great.
I mean, after 2 or 3 shots of tequila.
Yes, that's
That's
true.
what I was
too.
going to say. Just
Yeah.
drink. Keep a
Drink,
flask
keep it
in your fur coat. You're good to go.
Yeah, you're
Let's
good
get
to
rid of it.
go.
Yeah.
And this is why she's on
Like
that.
long sleeves, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
Now, speaking of long sleeves, do you recommend that wearing gloves, like those long
100%.
gloves during the winter time?
100%. If you got
Okay.
them, wear them. They're classy. They look great. You can perform in them.
Now, either one of you, nails or no nails during winter time? Because
I
if you're
mean-
wearing gloves, you're not going to show off your nails. And let me tell you, I've worn nails and tried to put on gloves. It's not a cute
Terrible
thing.
look. Terrible look.
What you
Always
can
nails.
do,
Always nails.
I usually do gloves. Now the reason why is
Okay.
because I can stick some nails right on top of the ends of the gloves.
You're
Okay.
sticking nails onto your gloves?
Yes, yes,
Crafty queen.
yes.
Sorry, I don't endorse this at all. These girls these days, no. Although I was a queen of like fingerless gloves. I would love that. Get your nails out. Just wear long sleeves. Have a fur coat on. Take it off for your number. Put it back on when you're done. You can
It
wear
depends on the
whatever you
look,
want.
darling.
I know. I completely agree. I completely agree. No, I get that. I'm a midriff girl, so I've always have my midriff showing.
Yeah.
That's just how that. Not anymore because I'm obese. But back in the day, I always had a plethora of fur coats. I had like 15 fur coats at a point because I just kept amassing them. You go to the consignment store, you find something really inexpensive. It looks good. It'll match stuff that you're wearing. I gave a couple out. Actually, Kimmy Couture took one of my coats. Adriana Expose took one of my coats because they're good to have.
Yeah.
You can wear whatever you want underneath, and then you just take them off, perform, put it back on. You're done. The look is good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you over accessorize or do you under accessorize or keep it right in the middle?
There's
I know
no such thing as over accessorizing.
over. Okay, because I know that during the summertime, I like to wear my big earrings. I love my rings. I love my bracelets, my necklaces, and I know that sometimes during the wintertime, you've got so many layers on top of so many layers that my question is, do we under accessorize or do we continue over accessorizing? And how do we keep those
Are your ears
accessories on?
pierced? Are your ears pierced?
Yes, yes, yes,
Your
yes,
ears are-
yes,
See,
yes,
mine
yes.
aren't. So I would just what is it? Glue my ears to my earring.
Okay.
The thing is, during the wintertime, your skin doesn't always take that well. So
Yeah.
you can get clip-ons if you want them.
Okay.
Clip-ons are earrings that you can clip on. She's very young.
I know.
yes,
I know. I
yes.
have a couple pair myself. So,
But no,
I-
generally
but
speaking,
my ears are pierced.
bracelets, necklace, that's enough. If you that's fine.
Yeah.
If you've got a big enough collar and you're working that fur coat, I'm all about the fur coat. That's the
Yes.
accessory.
I love a good fur coat too.
Hey.
So.
And a good
Okay.
brooch maybe with that fur
Mhm.
coat.
Like the one you're currently wearing.
I mean, you know.
right. Who did you steal that from?
Somebody in Texas. Anyway.
There's an old woman on a bus somewhere who's missing her brooch. Call into the show. Is this a call-in show?
Yes. Yeah. In Texas. She's wondering where that brooch went. And you know what? I like the idea of, because I even do it during the winter time. I like the idea of the glue, and then you just glue them, right? Because you know that it's on there secure. Now, since you mention it, what's your best trick or tip on gluing them? How do you do it? Tell us.
So literally just put some glue on your ear and then clip on the earring and hold it there until it keeps.
But what kind of glue?
What kind of glue?
What kind of glue?
So I've used what is it, E6000 before. I've used like crazy glue. I've used nail glue. Basically, whatever glue you've got, I'll use.
Wow. And
Okay.
so do you, I know that I like to put a little bit of base first, a little bit of powder, a little bit of foundation.
Oh, you're one of those girls. No, I don't have time for that. Sorry, no. Crazy glue on, wig on, out the door, tequila in hand. Hey.
So I know that when I put the super glue on, it feels a little bit of a burn. Do you get that sensation? even
No, of
where-
course not. I've been doing this for a very long time. You get
kind
used to
of
it.
lose
Pain
lose that
is
s-
beauty.
Yeah, you kind of lose that
Hello.
sensation.
Oh my.
You're going to hurt regardless. So, again, back to the tequila. Eventually, it won't hurt anymore until the next day.
Exactly. Okay. Lash glue. I know lash glue can be very, very important because I've been on stage and I've been to the point where I'm doing my number and for some reason my lash is starting to like peel off. And I feel like what's her name from RuPaul's Drag Race? Can I lash you a question? And and I don't like that. What is your best trick or tip during the wintertime for your lashes? Either one of you.
Well, I don't like putting random shit on my eyes. That's for sure. Random adhesives.
Yeah.
But I've been using Duo for such a long time.
Yeah,
The
that's
clear
the
one,
classic
the
one, yeah.
classic one. The clear in the not the squeeze tube, not the don't
Oh,
do
okay,
not
okay.
try that one. That is a no.
I say try it, do it. Go at home, go out and buy it right now. Literally, make sure you're coating your lashes in at least 2 or 3 coats of Blast Mascara. Use the white gel. You can use that. That's no problem. Put that on your eyelash and then let it get tacky over time. Put it on
That's
your lash.
gonna take you 3 hours to get tacky.
It's not going to get, trust me. So put it on your lash. You can see the white underneath. Then take your mascara again and just dab in the white. Eventually, you can blend that in. If you need to use like a black eyeliner pencil, you can do that as well to blend that in, but that's fine.
But the Duo Clear Lash Glue, the one that comes with the brush tip, that one's freaking amazing.
See, when I was your age, they did not have that.
I know.
Times
But
have evolved.
Seriously.
let me tell you, it dries literally in 15 seconds, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
able
true.
to apply
Yeah,
like
that is true.
immediately, and it
Wow.
stays on. Like I'm tugging my eye right now, and it's not coming off.
Yeah, she's
And
tugging
I did
all right.
I did a full skating session before coming here, so
She did,
Wow.
and the makeup is still on point. I'm hoping we can get a bit of a close up on
here, let me help.
on her makeup, just so you know our audiences can see
Just look at the camera.
the amount of work that actually goes into drag in general, because everybody thinks it's like, oh, you just put a bit of lipstick on, a bit of mascara, and you can go on stage. No, girl, those days are gone. Those days are gone. Now you have to cover your brow, create your own brow, beat your face like you're beating the back of the bus, literally.
And yes, I have eyebrows underneath here.
And they do have eyebrows underneath there. I'm telling you,
You cover your eyebrows?
I do cover my eyebrows.
See, I
yeah.
just shaved my tails for years and years and years. They never grow back, like ever. So
Really?
ever. And I just draw on the tails. That's it. Draw on the tails.
I'm contemplating shaving them off completely.
Oh,
'Cause
I-
I do different brows. I do like very like they don't even start where my natural brows start.
Now, what do you and this is a good thing, especially since we're talking about drag during the winter. Queens that cover their brows, what's the best practice? What's the best thing to cover your brows with?
Oh, okay. Let me tell you my technique because I've been mastering this for about 5 years now.
Oh wow. Listen up, ladies.
So you have to put alcohol on your actual eyebrows, just to make sure that there's no moisture left in any sort of skincare. You want it as dry as possible so that the glue can really adhere. Take your Elmer's purple disappearing glue,
Okay.
classic, either used by preschoolers or drag queens
Yes,
or drag
ma'am.
kings.
Yes.
But after that, you do one layer, you brush it up with a spoolie, and I like to take a metal spatula
Okay.
and kind of, I lick it. I find that saliva helps just to emoliate the glue.
You were very concerned about putting stuff in your eye just like minutes ago.
I
Can I
lick
just
glue
put that
sticks.
there? That's fine. I'm just pointing
But
that
that's
out there
fine.
for continuity.
It's non-toxic, so it says on
It
the
doesn't
shot.
say eat it though. Just because it's non-toxic doesn't mean like, you know what? Would you
I
like
actually
this
learned that
ice
from
cream or this
Trixie.
glue? Oh,
I've learned that from Trixie
fair.
Mattel.
Yeah.
I'll do glue, thank you.
But I let that dry. I do a second layer. I actually use the Got to Be glue hairspray.
Okay.
I spray it on my finger and kind of apply it onto that area. I find that it really seals or
Okay.
adds like really like that extra layer that's gonna make sure that that does not go anywhere.
Okay.
I let it semi-dry. I powder on top,
Mm-hmm.
fill in any sort of creases. I do one last layer
Okay.
of glue just to fill in any of those extra gaps. I kind of
Okay.
like to tap my eyebrow and
Okay.
feel it around, see if there's any weird texture, if it's laid down right. You want it to be laid down flat and up. And I find a lot of queens sometimes like to do it in the same direction as their hair is growing, and I find
Yep.
that it creates this weird bump.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Weird bump. No,
I've
you
seen
want
that.
it to be completely straight up and and flat.
So, like,
you want
up,
it to be
up.
completely
How
Up,
long
up,
does this
up.
take you?
Oh God. My brow cover takes me at least 5.5 minutes to do.
Wow. Is this before or after licking the glue?
She can't remember because the glue is non-toxic.
Honestly, I don't know.
Just shave your tails off and draw it in with eyeliner. Honestly, so much you're like out
But
the door.
for people who don't want to shave their tails off, I
Don't
would
do drag. Next question.
So for
yeah.
so for example, like I've got a full brow. Can
You
I
would have multiple layers of glue.
really?
Multiple, and you have to make sure that it's fully flat. So if you need to do individual like sections,
Yeah.
and like really make sure that.
Are
your
you getting
brush-
ready for your show at like noon for 9 p.m.? This is going to take forever.
It takes me 6.5 hours sometimes to get into drag. Honey,
I'm
so
like
Wow.
45-minute girl. That's how
I
I
am
am.
not.
I know
I am
exactly what I'm
definitely
doing.
not.
I'm in and out.
Okay.
I'm definitely not. I'm more detail oriented.
6.5 hours?
Yes.
I like to have a drink while I'm getting ready. If it took me 6.5 hours to get, I'd be drunk. I'd be passed out. Post the show.
Should be going to the
No
after
way.
party.
No way.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
everyone has their different styles, and
Fair.
sometimes
That's
it
fair.
does take
That's
a little
fair.
bit longer.
I don't think I could shave my tails. I don't think I could. I mean, you know, I get so many compliments when it comes to my brows that I would be so afraid to just like and I'll be like, what the fudge? I just couldn't.
But
That's
also,
just not me.
You see me out of drag. I have bleach eyebrows.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I have bleached brows.
That is
so
true.
my brows basically look like I have no brows.
Yeah, it's easy to cover up.
So
too,
it's
'cause not
easy.
so
I
dark,
I have to skip the color correction.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing. If you have dark brows, you have to color correct with a peach corrector because it counteracts blue. If you look at the color wheel,
Just use red lipstick.
that works.
I'm giving you all
but
the cheap
red
tips.
counteracts
Yes.
green. So
So you would get alcohol. You would clean. Now, does it have to be any kind of alcohol? Can it be tequila? Can it be vodka? Like what alcohol are we talking about?
Some
no,
for
no,
me,
no, definitely
some
not.
for
the
me.
brow.
Some for me, exactly. No, I like to use rubbing alcohol, like isopropyl alcohol.
Okay.
70% usually, because I find that 90% is like.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you over time your brow, like since you powdered it, it's
Yeah.
so dry it starts to show through your foundation and becomes really
Okay.
crusty.
Okay.
So you
So 70% alcohol. You clean,
clean,
and then you do a layer of.
make sure you cleanse your face before as well.
Of course.
Please,
Make sure you.
please cleanse your face.
First step,
First step-
shower, ladies.
Shower,
Shower
ladies,
first.
shower.
Step number uno.
Uno.
Shit. As I like to call the 3 S's, shower and shave.
Necesito una
Shower and
toalla.
But I don't need a shave because I'm a bearded queen.
That's true. That's true.
So I do like to trim it up. Never mind.
That's
Never
true.
mind. I eat my
So-
words.
So alcohol, first layer of glue, up,
Up.
press it in. Then you press with powder. You
No,
let it,
honey. No, honey.
Okay. I'm lost.
You do another layer of glue. Then
Okay.
you do the got to be hairspray.
Okay.
Another layer of glue. Let that semi-dry, and then powder, and then a glue, and then you powder.
Too many steps. Way
Right.
too many steps.
Yeah.
Although good for you. I
I
don't
mean,
have that
it
kind of
ge-
time.
I mean, if you can
Honey,
do
look
it,
at the results, though. Let's be honest.
you
Yeah,
can-
that's
no.
fair. That's fair.
And-
That's fair.
and just by looking at the results, like the brows are like flat on the
like
face.
if I were to like be on the side, you can't even see my actual
No.
eyebrow bump.
No. You can't. You
No.
can't. So, I mean, this is just different ideas that, well, during the wintertime, because we do sweat just like in the summertime, and we.
Speak for
we do-
yourself.
My
Sweat.
eyebrows
Sorry.
are flatter than my chest. Than,
we
before.
we perspire during the wintertime.
I get
that-
misty.
Is it from the alcohol that you're misting yourself? Is that what
Mostly
it
with,
is?
yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
I kind of
Um,
like to layer my setting spray
Okay.
after I'm done to kind of like the waterproof setting spray to make sure that it's like sweat proof and waterproof.
Okay.
So it doesn't like.
So
you know.
so going back to the makeup.
Yeah.
So do you put foundation and then you put setting spray and then you continue?
No,
on?
I do setting spray before because I found that you know how sweat comes from within. If you layer from within, to help prevent sweat, as much as you can, really, it's still gonna come off anyways.
She's a scientist over here. This
Girl.
is a lot. Is somebody taking notes? I'm gonna have to read this afterwards. Jeez.
Just okay, yeah. I mean, I take a lot of my advice from like different professional makeup artists who do
Nice.
like weddings and stuff like that because
Yeah.
weddings you have to like make sure that stuff lasts from 8 a.m. till 12 a.m. So like I've taken a lot of like inspiration from Robert Welsh, one of the makeup artists in the UK, and he told me that or like told on YouTube that if you layer your sweat always comes from within, so
Okay.
which would be concerning if it didn't.
I mean,
You don't know my life.
But you want to layer your setting spray before your foundation because it tends to help. It would help prevent that sweat. It creates a layer to prevent that sweat from going through
okay.
and ruining your makeup from within. That's what gets it to be like melty and
Okay.
stuff
Just
like
use a
that.
good moisturizer and a primer.
Yeah,
Done.
and a good primer. You need
There
a
you
good
go.
primer. You need a freaking good primer.
I know you're very quiet over there, Pedro. Did you want to say anything? Did you want to?
How do you cover your eyebrows?
With a toque. No, you know what? I want to have both of you back here. But we'd like to have both of you back here to perform.
Ooh.
because
Oh, you're really trying to get
Oh, yeah, no.
demonetized.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
whatever works. I mean, we have to help the community one way or another. And if that's the only way, well, we'll do it. However, I think both of you are very lively. You have a lot of information, even though you're trying to be shy.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. Okay.
I've never
Sorry,
been
I've
on
been
t-
stealing
I've
the
never
show
been
a
on this
bit.
before. No, we're letting you speak. This is your time to shine, darling.
Apparently, very much so. So definitely, we'd like to have both of you guys back for. We're going to be doing something big on Pride Month and for Ottawa Pride. So if at all possible, make sure you guys have some time available.
I'm already busy. Sorry. I'm kidding.
That
I'm
just
kidding.
that
I'll
just
book it
means
off.
Alejandro, you need to bring a bottle of tequila.
Yes. I will bring some Jose Cuervo with me.
Make
when
it two. Make
But
it
before I shut my mic off and let you guys do your thing, I'm going to ask you guys to do something that most people wouldn't ask you to do. Take a moment to thank whoever it is that inspired you and brought you to the level of queen that you are now. Whoever it is, whether it's your queen mother, a friend, somebody that gave you that one moment to enlighten your life, or yourself. Take the time to thank that person right about now.
I have my person already.
Go for it.
So my drag brother, As Ketchum, he's an incredible king, incredible talent, amazing, and we've been working together a lot on projects, and we've been like talking about outfits and getting me ready for this competition that's coming up in 2 days, and they're very understanding of my aspirations to become a queen and what I'm looking for, and they've been helping me along the way with certain advice on like who to trust, who to
Trust no one.
yeah, that's actually what he said. But no, in a way that has helped me understand a little bit about the drag business and how to become a successful performer and where to start and how much time to take to actually get out there and how to promote myself. So I actually started a YouTube channel, and he congratulated me for that because it got me to be noticed by other queens and kings and producers out there who produce the shows in different clubs and different areas. That I think that on my own I wouldn't be able to actually get these opportunities. So
What's your YouTube channel?
my YouTube channel is my drag name, so it is Lady Huntress, or the Lady Huntress. So THE Lady Huntress with 2 S's. That's how it's spelled. But yeah, so if you want to follow me on YouTube as well, you can do that. I only have a video up right now, but there is more in the coming. I definitely am going to be posting a lot of my shows, as well as I got a couple of very, very exciting projects that I'm working on that will be uploaded there. So stay tuned.
Yes.
And I started my Instagram account about 2.5 months ago, and I'm already almost to 200 followers. So if I can get myself to 200 followers, I'm literally 4 more followers until I get there.
Yes.
So I'm very, very proud of myself, but it's been the help of my drag brother.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you, drag brother. Thank you, ass.
How about you, Auntie Vas?
I think there's no one person that's influenced me, or I think it's a lot of I'm all about community, unfortunately. So I've picked up a lot of tips and tricks from a lot of girls throughout the years, old and young. Some of them have been on Drag Race, and some of them are just girls that have been out and about for the entire time that I've been doing drag. And you feel a sense of community with them. And I think that's what really inspired me for the longest time. In the beginning, it was a lot of like, well, I can do this. If they can do it, I can do this. I can, get drunk and fall off a stage. So why, if they can do it, I can do it. But in the end, I think as I got older, I realized that there was not always a motherly adult in the room with a lot of these younger queens. And when these queens came up, I said, well, I can easily do that. Hence the auntie part. I'm not your mom, but I'm your auntie.
Yes.
So I always thought it was important to pay the girls. I always thought it was important to make sure that they could come and be a part of our show, regardless of their level, regardless of their stripes, their money, their costumes. You got to start from somewhere, and someone gave me a chance once, and I think it's important to give people other chances as well. So because of that, those girls were able to perform and do better and get better and be on Canada's Drag Race and be Rue girls, and good for them. So I think it was a lot of it. It's community based because in Ottawa, the community of drag queens, when we work together and love each other and respect each other, that's when we all get home safely.
Spoken like true royalty.
Gross.
Quick little advice that you would give to a first-timer queen that's never done drag, and she comes up to you and says, Auntie Vas, I want to do drag. What's the one advice that you would tell her?
Put your money into a good foundation, a good wig that you can wear with multiple outfits, and a nice pair of shoes. And by nice, I mean it doesn't have to be blinged out. You can go to the consignment store and get something for $20, but if they fit you and they're comfortable and you feel amazing in them, that's all that matters. Everything else you can put together and find along the way, but a good concealer and a good foundation, a good wig and heels, that's the number one thing you really need to put your money into.
Lady Huntress?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I'm a baby queen, but
so you need a good foundation,
a
good wig, and some good heels.
Good
Some good concealer.
Well, when it comes to performing, I'm gonna take it off to performance.
Yeah.
Always, I like to feed off people's energy. So
Okay.
if you feel that the crowd is super, super like jumpy, everyone's living for you, just have fun. If a wig falls off, act like it's part of the show. If a part of the clothing falls off or if something goes wrong, you just have to act like it's part of the show. That's one thing I had to learn the tough way, is that I used to be super, super hard on myself. I'd be like, oh my God, this is what I look like. I'm like using my arms too much, or I'm using this too much. And
It's not that serious.
no, it's really
Have
not
fun.
that serious.
This is
It's
supposed to
drag.
be fun.
My wig was slightly coming off at one point.
Take it
and,
off.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just do a wig review. Boom. And I just took it off, and
Yeah.
I knew that it was not going to work. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to make it work. So just have fun. It's all like, we're all getting, we're not all getting paid, but we're all
You
doing
should
this.
be.
We should
You
be.
should be.
And that's
Stop working for free.
Yeah.
You're not in Vanier, girl.
No.
I mean, technically, we're Vanier adjacent,
But I definitely say just know your worth and just have fun.
Okay.
If it's drag, things are going to happen, but just have fun.
It's nothing serious. It's
Yeah.
drag. And at the end of the day, the show will always go on. Your fans will still follow you. Your family will still support you. And at the end of the day, the only thing you can do, instead of crying, laugh with it and go with it.
Yeah.
There
exactly.
you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was an amazing show. I want to thank both of you for coming on. And thank you so much for the tricks, the tips on how to survive a drag Canadian winter, because we do have some crazy winters when it's minus 20
God, yeah.
and you're trying to do drag outside or trying to do drag inside. So the tips and tricks that you guys provided today are phenomenal. Thank you once again for coming on the show. If any of our audiences out there has any questions, excuse me, email us at info@radioquerico.com and we will answer those questions. Also, don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to subscribe on all of our social media so that way you get the latest, the newest, and the greatest of Radio Que Rico and Quolores Unidos as well. Thank you once again, mi gente. My name is Alejandro Garza, and I leave you with these words. Don't forget to tip your queens at every show because tipping is not a city in China. Thank you very much. I love her. I love every single one of you. Thank you for joining us. Los quiero, los amo. Cuídense, ámense. Don't forget to support your local queens. No se les olvide de apoyar a sus local queens. And we'll see you soon en Colores Unidos, Radio Que Rico. Bye.